Bitcoin has been extremely boring, but it won't stay boring for long because this symmetrical triangle on Bitcoin is about to be breaking out. And on today's update video, I will be talking about my price targets, and more importantly, I will be talking about the most important charts, the most important data points, and of course about much more things. So without any further ado, don't forget to slap the like button back above 800 likes on today's update video. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the content. So first of all, we can currently clearly see that Bitcoin is still compressing its price here, and basically what we're looking at is a massive breakout that is going to be happening any moment right now. You can see that Bitcoin, of course, has been consolidating and clearly has been creating higher lows on the lower side, and at the same time we're creating lower highs on the top side. So basically all we're seeing right now is a very interesting price compression where, of course, the lows are getting higher and of course the highs are getting lower, and that means that basically the Bitcoin price is currently compressing. And yes, with a compressing price action on Bitcoin, we are just going to be having a big breakout imminent any moment right now. And with this big breakout coming anytime soon, we of course also need to know about the price target. And the price target for this breakout, whether we're going to be breaking bullish or bearish, is of course, in case that we are going to be breaking bullish, it's going to be sitting somewhere around the highs of $74,000. And in case we are going to be having a bearish breakdown and Bitcoin moves towards the downside and break the upper sloping support line, we're going to be coming down to 62.5k. So those are my two levels I'm currently aiming for on this breakout. And I can tell you that this breakout is going to be happening within the coming 48 hours. So make sure to get ready for that, because whenever this breakout is going to be happening, we're going to be starting to see the next move on Bitcoin. And I mean, while we're going to be creating the next move, it's going to be very important to be looking at the two most important levels in this market. And that is, first of all, the range high in the market and that previous range low in the market, which was of course providing significant resistance in the past, and here clearly flipped into support. So those are two very important levels. Let's say we're going to be breaking down. I think that still around $64,000 we can find very good support. And also, if we break bullish, it's not that we're going to go straight up to $74,000, because I do believe that whenever we're going to be touching this level here around 71.6k, we're going to be probably finding a lot of resistance on the top side for Bitcoin. So I'm going to be looking forward towards the breakout, but whenever it's going to be breaking out, I want you to be paying attention towards these most important levels that I have just mentioned. And I mean, currently we can still clearly see Bitcoin is still trading in an upper sloping trend, only with an ever so slight downtrend that we are currently creating. And basically what we can also see in the bigger perspective, we're just creating a descending triangle. And to be very honest, a descending triangle is a typical bearish bias pattern, but as long as we're not going to be breaking below this horizontal support right here, I think we're going to be looking, of course, quite okay. But yeah, the question really remains whether we're going to be breaking above resistance or below support, because that is just going to be telling us something about where that next move to for Bitcoin is going to be heading towards. I mean, yesterday we saw an ever so slight breakout, but of course we didn't confirm the candle outside of the downward sloping resistance line. So it's going to be extremely important to be paying attention towards where the candle is actually closing. And if we are going to be getting that breakout, that is going to be the confirmation of that next move higher for Bitcoin, or that next move lower if we do break down, of course. So still in the midst of this big consolidation phase. Also, if we're looking at the ETF data yesterday, we saw actually quite a lot of volume, but in total we saw an approximately $48 million worth of inflow. So still we're seeing quite decent inflows, and the spot Bitcoin ETF cumulative flows are still hitting new all-time highs day after day, which is of course quite insane to be seeing. And yes, if I'm looking at the funding rates, they look to be of course very neutral again, which is quite good. And if I'm looking at the liquidation heat map as well, I just refreshed it, we can still see that more than $7.5 billion worth of Bitcoin short liquidations are laying around the top side in the region, around $74,000 to $72,000. So I still think that the odds of Bitcoin going higher to take out the liquidity over there are extremely big here. So if you want to be joining me with my trade and I am taking profit around 73.8k, yeah, make sure to follow me on the channel, subscribe to the channel, and of course, if you want to be joining me with my next trade, because I showed this trade step by step on the channel as well, don't forget to go to the link description of today's video, press on this link right here, because if you do so, you can currently claim more than 200 free Bitcoin or Ethereum on Bybit. All you need to do for that is deposit $100 in your first 7 days, and you can claim a free $200 in Bitcoin or in Ethereum on a trade on Bybit. So if you're interested in that, make sure to check it out in the link description of today's video. This deposit bonus will be ending in approximately 20 days from now on, so make sure to be quick. Further on, what we can currently see here is that, of course, Bitcoin has just had its halving, of course, and so far it has been extremely boring. And if we're looking back towards the last cycle, actually at the beginning stage, it was also extremely boring. And basically, after an approximately 10 weekly candles to be exact, 10 weekly candles, we start to see that big move towards the upside started to get created. So if we're going to be looking this time around for 10 candles in a row, so if we're going to be looking at the same time horizon, we're going to be looking for an approximately the end stage of June where this consolidation is going to be ending. So maybe it's going to be, of course, already happening sooner, but if we're going to be looking at the last cycle, and if history is an indication, we're expecting that the big move for Bitcoin is going to be happening somewhere at the end of June, and that is still going to be another 3.5 weeks from now on. So make sure to be prepared for that. But anyways, we just had the Bitcoin halving, and a big cycle towards the upside is going to be imminent. So please do not get fooled by the market right now, because it is extremely boring. Not a lot of people are paying attention, but still, we are in the midst of this massive consolidation phase, and basically, whenever we're going to be breaking out of this descending bouldering wedge right here, guys, we're going to be just seeing another exponential move towards the upside. And whenever we do break out, that is the point where you're already probably too late to join me on the next trade, because that is once Bitcoin is already going exponential, and you want to be opening up those trades in those consolidation phases. And I exactly opened it here on the low here in the market, and that is basically what you want to be doing. You want to be longing the lows, and of course, as the trend towards the upside comes, you want to be taking profit on your trade here, and that is exactly what we will be doing as well here. So right now as well, we're seeing that the bull flag pattern on Bitcoin is also breaking out, and basically we're still seeing some consolidation. And I don't really think that this is all too bad for Bitcoin, because on the lower time frames, I should say, we're also seeing these massive consolidation phases, and the moment we're going to be breaking out of these patterns, that is the point where we're going to be seeing that next big move on Bitcoin. So this is it for me in today's update video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to slap that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.